Namaste all. My name is Dori and today we'll be doing a nice whole body stretch because I think we're spending a bit too much time sitting in our homes and we might feel a little sore in the lower back, a little sore in the shoulders. So I sought to do some nice whole body stretch to actually feel a little better. So let's get to it. So we just start by lying down. If you are seated, then I just like to lie down by bringing our arms forward and with our palms facing each other we start to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then we just relax. Just close down your eyes if you feel okay to do so. Let's just start with a bit of a breathing. So, whatever you've been through today or this week, just gently let it go through some nice big exhalations. Maybe through the mouth. You can even add sound just to fully let go of any stresses you might have been through. And just gently coming back to a natural pace of our breath. Maybe you can bring your hands up onto your belly close to the navel. So I think it's just really nice to feel how the breath is moving in our body. Especially if you feel your mind tends to wander, which I think everyone does, everyone's mind does. It's just a lot easier to bring the mind back if you actually can also feel it with your hands. As you inhale, starting to gently fill up the belly, feel how your hands are rising. As you exhale, feel that gentle release. And then now in your next inhalation, bring your hands up onto the sides of the lower rib cage. So if that doesn't feel right in your shoulders, you might just want to hug yourself and bring your hands this way to the lower sides of the rib cage. And let's just feel how the rib cage is expanding underneath your hands as you inhale and as you exhale, feeling that gentle release, gentle contraction. And in your next inhalation, we can bring our hands onto the upper chest. Still keep breathing deep down, but this time feel how your chest and your shoulders are expanding through the inhalation. And how they gently sink down through the exhalation. Filling up the lower, the middle and the upper lungs. And now we can keep the left hand on our chest and bring the right hand back to the belly. Practicing full yogic breath as we inhale. We start to feel our belly, down the rib cage, down the chest. And as we exhale, we gently release through the chest, through the rib cage and down the belly. Just like filling up a bottle with water. And on the next exhalation, we are lowering our arms down, palms are facing up, and just keep doing the breath. If you ever feel you kind of lost the technique, you can always bring your hands back just to have that feeling of the breath happening in your body. And we just start to move now. So on the next inhalation, we bring our arms up, reach with the fingertips up. At the same time, reach with the legs back. Maybe hold the breath for a moment or two and stretch. And as you exhale, hug your knees and start to rock side to side. And on your next inhalation, come back to center. Keep hugging your knees and lift your head up. Bring your forehead close to your knees. And as you exhale, release. One more time as you inhale, lift your head up. As you exhale, gently release. And from here, we're starting to roll up to a seated posture. So gently rocking up. And then we will be rocking back and up a few times if that feels nice. As you inhale, bring your hands onto your shins. As you exhale, start to round through the spine as we roll back. And then rocking up again one more time. A little bit of an energy flow happening here. And the last one. And then coming back and then stepping your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Bring your hands onto the shins close to the knees. As you inhale, lengthen. We're just doing some seated cat and cows. As we exhale, we start to round through the spine. Rolling towards your tailbone, bow your head, chin to chest. As you inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, roll the shoulders away. If you can even come a little closer in between your legs as you do a little bit of chest opening. As you exhale, again rounding. As you inhale, coming forward one more time. As you're rounding, you can feel a nice broadening through the back of your body. And as you inhale, expansion through the front body. And then coming back now into a seated posture, into a cross-legged position. As we inhale, we lengthen through the crown of our head. Just take a breath here. And as you just add a little bit of a movement to your breath, you're bringing your hands in front of the body, in front of your pelvis. Palms are facing up. And as you inhale, very slowly bring your arms up. Move with the breath, move in harmony with the breath. As you exhale, bringing your arms down. And just maybe try to focus a little bit on the exhalation to be a little bit longer than the inhalation. Just move in the natural rhythm of your breath. One more time. Now from here, we'll just bring our arms out, palms are facing out. And as we exhale, we just start to hug ourselves. So you can bring our left arm on top, right arm below, and just hug yourself. Bring your hands onto your shoulder blades and draw your shoulders away from your ears. Draw your chin in as you inhale, lengthen. You might want to give yourself a little self massage, massaging through the shoulder blades. And as you exhale from here, we start to gently bow our head, chin comes to chest. So you can feel the gentle stretch in between your shoulder blades. As you inhale, come back, and as we exhale, we just repeat, chin to chest. If you want, you can even start to roll forward towards your legs, making sure that you roll vertebrae by vertebrae, and you're not putting any weight in your low back. So if you start to feel any strain in your low back, then come back up gently. On the inhalation, coming back, and then reaching the arms out. And then we're crossing our arms to the opposite side, rolling again the shoulders away from your ears, and maybe giving yourself that self massage. And as we inhale again, lengthen. As we exhale, chin comes to chest, bow your head. Inhale back to center, exhaling again, bowing your head, and this time if you feel okay to do so, you can start to roll vertebrae by vertebrae, making yourself just like a shape of a little dumpling or a bowl. As you inhale, come back, reach your arms up, and then as you exhale back, now we are crossing our arms in front, so the right hand comes to left knee, left hand comes to right knee. As we inhale again, lengthen. As we exhale, we start to roll back towards our tailbone, around through the spine, bow your head. And as you inhale, come back to center, lengthen, roll the shoulders away. Now we are lifting the left arm back and then coming into twist. It's just a gentle twist. As you inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, rolling back. And as you inhale, coming back this time, we are coming into the other opposite side twist. Inhale, and one more time on each side as you exhale, rolling back. As you inhale, up. As you exhale, twisting and bring the left arm to the side. Inhale, center, exhaling, rolling back again. Inhaling, center, exhaling, right arm. And as you inhale, coming back to center. Now we're coming forward into hands and knees, so wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You can point your toes or curl your toes, whichever feels the nicer. As we inhale, we start to do some cat and cow transitions. As we exhale, we round through the spine, press the mat away with your hands, tuck the tailbone under. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling, rounding, and also keep an eye on how you transition between the two. Rolling through the spine, making sure your elbows are nice and soft. One more time. And as you inhale, coming back. Now this time we're turning your hands to face towards each other. And as we exhale, we're just bending our elbows out to the side. And we're lowering down with the upper body towards the mat. We're keeping the hips pointing up, and we start to squeeze our shoulder blades towards each other. You can lower the forehead down when you arrive. As you inhale, coming back, neutral spine. And as you exhale, we're just rounding the back, just as we've done in the previous pose. Just to give yourself a full, nice, broad movement to the whole spine. As you exhale, again, lowering down. Keep squeezing with the shoulder blades towards each other. So let's just do 2 more. This sequence is really good to stretch your shoulders, stretch your chest, and stretch the thoracic spine. So this is the area that many times get affected because of the excessive seated posture that we're taking, so it's a really good one to practice. And the last one. And on the next inhalation, coming back to center. Now we're coming into a puppy pose, extended puppy pose. So we just start to slide one hand forward and then the other, making sure that we're not sitting back with our sitting bones towards our heels. This is not child's pose, this is puppy pose. So keeping up, hips pointing up, lowering the forehead down. Just take a few breaths here, allowing your upper body to gently stretch towards the floor. Through each exhalation, you can feel a gentle release to happen through your arms, your armpits, and your chest. Next inhalation, we are coming back. Hands right underneath your shoulders, curling your toes and lifting your hips up into your first downward facing dog. So you might want to step your feet a little wider than hip width apart, or just hip width apart but bending your knees. We want to keep the spine nice and long and nice and straight, so we don't want to have rounding through the lower back. So if that happens, sometimes this is the pose that we're taking somewhere in between plank and downward dog. So if you feel you're doing that, you can bend your knees nice and deep, keep pointing your hips back and up. As you lengthen through the spine, stretch through your arms. You might want to paddle your heels down. One by one through each exhalation. And from here on the next inhalation, we're starting to come forward with our feet. So keeping your feet together, bring your big toes together, heels just gently apart, and trying to make sure that we are facing with our toes forward and they are parallel to each other. Bring your fingertips down. Now if this feels a little too much, you might want to use a block or 2 blocks underneath your hands. You can also use a chair or any kind of cupboard in front of you, or you might want to use books if you don't have blocks. So from here we're coming up onto the balls of our feet, coming up onto your tiptoes, and gently bowing your head, bring your head and forehead closer to your knees. As you inhale, coming back, heels are lifted, but just try to bring them a little bit closer to the floor. And then one more time. And then from here, coming back, bringing your hands down, stepping back to, this is your first plank position, so you might want to do kneeling plank, or you might want to do full high plank. Spreading your fingers wide, lifting up through the heart space, lifting up through, or engaging through the core. One more breath here. And as you exhale, bring your knees down, bending your elbows, and bring your chin and chest down. And as you exhale, then lower all the way down. And the next inhalation, we start to point your toes. Bring your hands a little lower than your shoulders. And coming up into a baby cobra position. Now if you start to feel any sensitivity in the lower back area, making sure that you lengthen through the tailbone and flatten your pelvis down on the mat. And then lift up. And as you exhale, coming down, curling your toes and lifting back up into a downward facing dog position on the exhalation. And keep breathing, inhaling through the nose. Maybe you want to exhale out through the mouth just to release any tension you might still be holding. And then from here, we're stepping our feet about hip-width apart, or even just a tiny bit wider. And then from here, we're just coming out to the outer edge of the left foot and the inner edge of the right foot. So we're gently sliding to the side, sliding your feet to the side. Keep pressing through your arms. As you inhale back onto the balls of your feet, as you exhale now, bringing yourself down, bringing the right foot, the outer edge of the right foot and the inner edge of the left foot down. One more time. And as you exhale, pointing with your toes over to the right. And then now to the left. And then coming back into downward dog position. As you exhale, we're coming down into child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch, knees apart, sitting back onto your heels. And then just reaching with your fingertips forward. Now this is too much. You can also bring your forehead onto your fists, or you might want to use a block underneath your forehead. Keep your sitting bones nice and grounded, allowing them to touch your heels. Also, if you want to give yourself a bit of a bigger stretch through the shoulders, you might want to bend your elbows and bring the palms of your hands together, just above your head. Taking a few breaths here, even in a resting pose, allowing the breath to flow naturally. And then on your next inhalation, coming up. Now just curling your toes and lifting ourselves back to downward facing dog. And then we start to walk forward, coming into forward fold position, stepping your feet a little wider than hip width apart. Bending your knees so your upper body can relax in your thighs, allowing your head and your arms just to relax here. Maybe shake no with your head. And a nod yes a few times. And then from here we start to roll up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae, bending your knees, arms relaxed. Tucking your tailbone under and gently pressing your hips forward. And then bring your arms up, reach up. And let's just repeat as you exhale, bending your knees, coming down. And as you inhale, coming up. Let's just get the energy flowing in your body. And as you exhale again, bending your knees, coming down, bring your hands down either onto the mat or maybe onto 2 blocks if this is a bit too deep. You can also walk your hands a tiny bit forward if that helps, and you can keep your knees a tiny bit bent. Now from here, as we exhale, we're going to bend your knees and lift your heels up and then back. Inhaling, bending your knees. Exhaling, pointing your hips up one more time. And in your next inhalation, start to roll up again to standing. Very good. Now we're just lifting our shoulders up close to your ears. And as we exhale out through the mouth and just drop our shoulders just a few times. One more time. Great. Now we're bringing our hands onto your hips and just stepping the left foot forward, coming up onto the heel of the foot and flexing the foot. It's really important that you flex the foot because this way you can stretch the calf muscles and the hamstrings really nicely. As we inhale, we lengthen. As we exhale, we start to bend the opposite knee, and then we start to lean forward, keeping your back straight. If you start to feel you're rounding through the spine, then that's it for you. Coming up back a little bit, point your hips back, and maybe don't go that deep. You can go as deep as your body allows you to. As you inhale, coming up, and let's just do this on the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, coming down. And as you inhale, coming back, reach your arms up again, opening, maybe doing a little arch in your back. And as you exhale, coming down, now just stepping your feet back into a plank position, taking our flow down. So maybe coming up onto your tiptoes, bending your elbows and lower all the way down. If this is too much, then again, bend your knees, elbows and chin, chest comes down, and then lengthen all the way down. From here, on the next inhalation, we're reaching your arms forward, fingertips are facing forward, pointing your feet. Start to lengthen through the tailbone, flattening the pelvis on the floor. And then just try to lift the left arm up as high as you can on the next inhalation. And exhaling, lower down. Inhaling, bringing the right arm up. Exhaling, lower down. And now try it with your legs, lifting the left leg up. And lower down, and then the right. You might notice one side is a bit easier than the other. Now let's try to do both sides, so opposite sides, so left arm and right leg. As you inhale, lift them up as high as you can. Exhale, lower. And then the other side, right arm and left leg. Exhale to lower. One more time, left arm, right leg. Lower. Right arm, left leg. To lower. And let's just try to do the full version of this pose. Again, pointing your toes. This time we're lifting our forehead as well, lifting our head as well. As we inhale, we lift the arms and legs. Again, just be mindful of the version that you're taking. If this is too much, you can lower your legs down. Exhale, relax, and one more time. When you're ready, maybe take a few moments here. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, release. And bring your hands again a little lower than your shoulders, bending your knees and coming up onto your hands and knees. And now from here we are coming down, sitting down to the top of our sitting bones. We're going to do some seated twists, so if you feel, just check in with yourself, how are you feeling sitting down like that, flexing your feet? Can you sit comfortably on the top of your sitting bones? If this is not happening and you feel you're rather sitting towards the back of your sitting bones, even towards the tailbone, this might mean you need maybe a block, maybe a folded blanket, a cushion, whichever prop is handy that you can just slide it underneath your sitting bones, so lift your hips a little bit higher up. As you inhale, just lengthen, maybe close your eyes, draw the chin in, just feel how your body is feeling in this pose, because we're going to move from this pose, you're really making sure that the basic pose is comfortable for you. And now bring your hands alongside of the body, and then lifting the right ankle and crossing the right ankle on top of the left, flexing both feet, keeping both legs active. And from here we're just bringing the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and bring the right arm back, maybe with the fingertips back behind you. And we start to twist from the upper body, starting through the torso and then through the upper body, and then we're turning the head back. Making sure you're not using too much muscle work in your left arm to actually push you into the twist. Our spine is quite a sensitive area, so we don't want to push our spine into a twist. We want to allow the body to enter into the twist. As you inhale, come back and just repeat on the other side, crossing the left ankle over the right. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, now bringing the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, reaching with the left fingertips back. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. Feel how the twist is going through each section of your spine. Through each inhalation, lengthen through the crown. Through each exhalation, gently twist a little bit more. And as you inhale, coming back, and now just bring that left leg back. Now we're going to bend the right knee and hug the right knee, and as you inhale, lengthen, keep the left foot flexed. We want to include the whole body in the twist, yeah? And as you exhale, hugging the left knee with the right knee with the left arm, and bring the right fingertips back. Again, starting to twist through the upper body and then twisting your head back. Keep breathing. Through each inhalation, you want to give length to your spine. Through each exhalation, maybe twist a tiny bit more, but don't push yourself. As you inhale, coming back, and let's just do this on the other side again, hugging the left knee in. And as you exhale, hug the left knee with the right arm, reach the left fingertips back. And start a twist, head twist last. And on your next inhalation, coming back and releasing that left knee. And again, this time we're crossing the right leg over the left, so bringing the right foot close to the left knee or the left thigh. Now maybe this is the version that you're taking. Maybe you can try to gently slide that left foot close to the right hip. Now you might feel this is a bit too much. If you start to feel really tense in your legs and in your hips, that might mean that you need to do the easier version and lengthen and stretch the left leg back. You can also come up to your fingertips, lift your hips just a tiny bit higher, and then place them back on the mat to make sure that your sitting bones, both sitting bones are down and the right sitting bone is not lifting up. And from here, on the next inhalation, we lengthen and then start to hug the right knee with the left arm, and then reaching the right fingertips back on the exhalation, start to twist. You might also want to bring your elbow to the inner side of that knee. Sometimes it feels nice because it gives a bit more twist to the upper part of your spine. On your next inhalation, coming back and now releasing your legs, and let's just do it on the other side. So crossing now the left foot over the right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe doing this version, maybe sliding that right foot close to the left hip. As you inhale, lengthen, making sure that both sitting bones are down. We don't want to cause shortness on the left side of the body. As you inhale, hug the left knee or the left leg with the right arm, and then as you exhale, reaching the left fingertips back and start your twist. You can even close your eyes so you can really feel the twist happening. And as you inhale, coming back, releasing your legs, and then just stretch your legs forward. Maybe you want to give yourself a little massage for your legs. Great, and now from here we're just lowering down on the mat, so bending your knees, come a bit forward on your mat so you have space to lie down. Bring your arms forward, palms facing each other, and start to roll down vertebra by vertebra. Use your core work. As you inhale, reach your arms up, reach with your legs back. And as you exhale, bending your knees and just hug your knees. Let's give our spine and low back a little bit of a massage. You might want to do some circles with the knees. This is also really good, really simple, but really good for the low back. So anytime you feel that your low back starts to feel sore, you can just come down to the floor and do some circles to massage your sacrum and low back area. Let's just do the circles to the opposite direction as well. And then gently release. And from here we're just gently preparing for Shavasana. So if you want to do any kind of pose before Shavasana, feel free to do that. Making sure that you can sit or you can just relax nice and comfortably, lie down, closing your eyes, relaxing your legs. Arms are nice and comfortable distance away from your body, palms facing upwards. And let's just focus gently on the breathing now. Allowing the body to calm down. Starting to feel your body breathing again. Just witnessing how the body is breathing. And anytime you feel your mind wanders, you might just want to come back to this. Feeling how the body breathes. And just check in with yourself. Are you feeling tightness somewhere in your body or tense? If the answer is yes, then just gently allow a release to happen through each exhalation. And anytime you feel your mind starts to wander, you might want to imagine yourself sitting or lying somewhere outdoors where you can see the clouds. And you're just watching those clouds floating in and floating away. And just like those clouds are floating, you can imagine that you're watching actually your thoughts. There's always one coming in and then going away. And you're just watching your thoughts flow, just like watching a movie screen. And now we're just releasing into stillness. very gently start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Gently, gradually deepening the breath through each inhalation. And starting to bring a little movement to your body, maybe wiggling your toes and fingers, maybe rolling your ankles and wrists. Maybe turning your head to each side just very gently. And then maybe hugging your knees and rocking side to side, but just do any kind of movement that your body needs to gently wake up. Maybe reaching with your arms up and your legs back on an inhalation. And as you exhale, gently turning to the right side. And just stay there for a breath or two. And on your next inhalation, gently coming up into a comfortable seated posture, keeping your eyes closed. Making sure you can sit nice and comfortably with a tall spine. Just keep focusing on the breath. And now, just to finish off our practice, we'll be doing mantra meditation. We'll be doing Gauranga today. So I'll just start and then you can join me whenever you'd like. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. 3 more. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. And the last one. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Just coming back to your silent breath. You can start to rub your palms together now. Once you feel they're warm enough, then just place into your closed eyes. Feeling that gentle warm up through the eyes. Maybe repeat. And as you exhale, releasing your hands, bring your hands in prayer in front of the heart. And just feeling the gratitude for our practice today, we bow our heads and say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.